Alrighty, let's talk about a deal I just did, and let's talk about the source of where I got that deal. So, my most profitable marketing channel this year has been web marketing. For some reason, last year it was direct mail, and this year direct mail has been really struggling for me, but web marketing has been my best channel. And I do contribute that to using a good company that manages my website and that manages my Google ads. And also I contribute that to I'm spending a good chunk of money on getting good leads. So yeah, web marketing is very popular. And as you get bigger in your wholesaling businesses and you start to scale, web marketing is a really important factor to be successful in your business. It's expensive, but it gives you a really good rate of return. And you're getting typically very highly motivated sellers that are looking to sell their property quickly because they're reaching out to you, similar to direct mail. So I get this lead, and she fills out the web form. She gives us the address, her email, and kind of details of the property. And so she says, I owe 110 and I want to get 160 for the home. And it's in a really good area. And so, man, I'm like, I got to lock this thing up today. So I give this lady a call, and rule of thumb, when you get a web lead, you need to call that web lead within 5 minutes of receiving it, because most likely they're filling out not just a web lead on your website, but they're filling out multiple on multiple sites. So there's going to be multiple companies trying to call them and trying to get that lead because they know how important that lead is, because it's usually those leads are really expensive. Cost per click is expensive in Google Ads. But like I said, that's where you're going to get some of your best deals, your most profitable deals. So I give this lady a call as soon as this lead comes in, and she'd mentioned she already talked to other companies, and she'd mentioned, so I'm in pre-foreclosure, I'm behind on my mortgage, and I've got major code violations on my home, and I need to sell my home quick, and I need to do it in the next few weeks. So right off the bat, she gave me all of her motivating factors. So remember the 4 pillars of motivation. We got time, we got condition of the property, we got reason to sell, and we've got price. So she fell under basically all 4 of those categories. And so we knew it was an opportunity that we needed to take advantage of to get a deal done on it. So I asked her the question, okay, so, and look, and I wasn't in the area to go see it, and this is a Monday, and she wanted me to come see the house on Friday before she was considering to put anything together. So I asked her the question, if we were able to come up with the price and terms, and we were able to take on all of the liens and the code violations with the city, are you ready to put something together today? And she said yes. So guys, typically you want to go to the appointment and you want to establish rapport and sit down with them. That's always my opinion. I know a lot of other companies that do really well at locking up deals over the phone. Rule of thumb for me and the Joe Homebuyer way is to go to the home and sit down with them personally, build rapport, and get a contract that way. But I knew in certain circumstances, especially if you're going up against a lot of competition, what can you do right now to get something in writing? So I work with her, I get her husband on the phone, we talk, and it was over the course of 2 hours. So she said she was ready, wanted to think about it, said she was ready, wanted to think about it. So then I decided, okay, well, what do we got to do to put something together today? So the biggest issue that she had is that she was hesitating on putting something together because she's like, hey, Devin, what if those code violations come back at a really high price, and then it's going to cut into how much I'm going to net at closing? So I said, that's fair. So they're hoping to walk away with around 50 to 60 grand in their pocket. So I said, well, what if I could give you cash up front for your deposit for your next property that you're going to move into? And what if I say, hey, we'll be responsible for all the code violations? So rewind, when you're dealing with code violations with cities or with counties, most of them will allow you to renegotiate those prices. So there are a lot of good investors and good wholesalers out there that they'll buy the property, or they'll assign the property to another buyer that will buy the property with those violations, and then they'll work with the city to get a reduction. So that's what this seller needed in this particular situation. So, and I asked her, so okay, so you don't want to sign anything right now, from what it sounds like, is because you don't want to have to be responsible for those liens, and you need cash up front. So am I hearing you correctly? She said yes. I said, okay, what if we were able to say, hey, look, we'll take care of those liens and we'll take care of giving you cash up front. are you ready to put something in writing now? And she said, yes. She's like, but can you put 60,000 in my pocket instead of 50,000? So I let her know that in a perfect world, I'd love to be less than where she would want to be. But in this business, knowing it's important to use the anchoring process, I didn't want to make it seem like I was desperate. I don't want to make it seem, and look, and I don't know how much these liens are yet. Like I said, I got this lead and was trying to put something together an hour after that. So I haven't called the city to see what the violations are like, but I knew based on past experience and working with other wholesalers that have dealt with these, particularly in this particular county in Florida, that the city is usually good at working with you on reductions. So I said, look, okay, I felt comfortable about the price. So I said, okay, so we agreed upon putting $57,000 in her pocket. I was going to be responsible for taking on those existing liens. I'm going to give her cash up front after our due diligence period, and we're going to close in the next 2 weeks. So, and then we were able to go on the computer together on the phone. We send her a DocuSign. We review the agreement together. We both signed at the same time, and we put a contract together. So this is a great example of how important it is to treat every lead with urgency and to find out what is most important. Chris Voss talks about in his book, Never Split the Difference, he talks about if they're not ready to put something together, it's either a you problem, they have a problem with you, or it's a problem with the agreement. So you need to ask up front. Say, hey, is this a me problem? Like, is there something, do we need to take a step back? Is it something that I've done that is not wanting to consider moving forward, or is it something in the agreement? So when you ask that question, you can know if you're the problem, if you're moving things too fast, if you're seeming pushy, if you're condescending, or if you're not explaining things correctly, or they just don't like the deal. So you need to ask up front, hey, do you have a problem with me, or do you have a problem with the deal or with the agreement that we've presented to you? And so when you do that, it gives you the opportunity and the wherewithal to know what is going on in your seller's head. And so that was a great learning lesson for me, and that's something I've tried to do throughout my wholesaling journey. Because look, I get excited, I want to lock it up, so whatever we need to do that, but you need to show like, hey, you need to show that negotiating strategy to say, look, you're not desperate. Because as soon as you show any signs of desperation to get this deal, the seller's gonna start having seller's remorse. And I was like, man, did I really make the right decision here? So it's important that you have that discussion with your seller. Make sure you get rid of any and all concerns, or in this case, red flags that the seller might see in this deal, and to address all those concerns so you can put it together an agreement. So I hope this video helps. Please comment and add any info that you would have done differently in this deal, or if you have any questions, I'm happy to respond. Yeah, please like and subscribe. Our wholesaling journey is going to continue, and we're going to continually post more videos and do more podcasts. We want to make sure to give you the content that you need to make sure you are successful in your wholesaling journey. And if you got any deals, we've got, like I said, we've got Joe Home Buyers all over the country. We're going to probably get close to 100, if not over 100 franchises at the end of 2023. And we're just continually growing. And we're working with a lot of big partners and people that want to partner with us because we have amazing solutions to working with wholesalers, and we've got great systems and processes to make sure you can work with the right wholesaling group to not only help you get contracts, but then to help sell your contracts to end buyers, even in a market that's a little bit tougher. So I hope this video helped you out. Thank you so much for joining Wholesale with Joe, and we'll see you guys next time.